I got to that time in life of thinking I did want to do something different and not go back into the corporate world. So it kind of came together fairly quickly. I personally made the decision last July, so I applied very late, which in itself was a little bit of pressure at the time, but no, it came through fairly quickly, and no regrets so far. I think some people have actually struggled. I've seen in the cohort coming straight into some of the original thinkers of the 17th and 18th centuries. But I think as a mature student, if you've read a few books now and again, then it's relatively straightforward to pick up. And again, I think sometimes with some of these courses, without any preconceived ideas, can actually be a benefit as well. Because I think some of the perhaps schools may lean towards more contemporary sociologists, whereas we start with some of the original ones. So you are starting from a zero baseline, and I think a lot of people are. Yeah, other than that, you make it what you want to make out of it and get out of it what you wish to get out of it. And I think it works well. Now, what I have found through the first series of assessments is there is a little bit of structure that the university require in how to write. But once you understand that structure, you do, and I think this is particular of sociology, you do have a lot of freedom in expressing a view. So understand what that structure is and what parameters you have to work within, then I think it is relatively easy and straightforward. So, but again, I think that was perhaps the most difficult part coming in, that fear of having to write, and where I guess the next fear coming up is exams. I've not taken an exam since 1989, so that's the next one to worry about. But I think it's never as bad as you expect it to be, and I think a lot of people in the same boat as well, which kind of help. I think part of you thinks, well, people just come through education and are familiar with writing. I think a lot of people, because it is such a different discipline at university to secondary school and colleges, then everybody's learning at the same time, which also helps. I think the only quality you really need, and the admission tutors will probably disagree with us somewhat, but as long as you have an opinion, I think you'll go a long way on the course, because that's what it's all about. It's your view. And I think that's actually where it's a benefit as a mature student, because particularly where you're coming from a world of work, you're figuring stuff out anyway. You're not traditionally taught things, you learn it on the job. And it's very similar in a degree course, because here's a textbook. We're not going to tell you what you need to learn, we'll tell you where to look. And I think as long as you have that desire to read and learn and understand things, then that stands you in good stead. And I think actually that's where you have a benefit as a mature student, because you're used to doing that through your career. And I think as some people come straight from school haven't quite got that skill yet, which is quite new. So again, it's different. I think there's different pressures on being a mature student, but I think you've also got different advantages as well. You do have doubts coming through, particularly around first assignments as they come, and you get the first grades, and you think, okay, is this the right thing? But I've actually found everyone's very supportive as well. Everybody is treated as equal, which I think again was what I would have expected, but it was good to see as well. Where you are just treated as a student, you have the same opportunities as everybody else. I mean, I'm a course rep for Criminology as well, so I applied for that. I also applied for department rep. There's no barriers in terms of age whatsoever.